Hello, let me bring up the chat. Okay. So this is another video with a platformer code that I'm trying to get it to work. So there are a few things that I need to say here. So I did a little bit change, some changes to the code. I can see the array git commit to make collision work. Push origin name. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, I'm going to show my GitHub page. Where is the... Okay, here. Main.zig. So let's see what were the changes. Okay, so first thing, I reduced the jump power because it was just jumping off screen. Hi, how are you doing? One True Blue. Welcome back. And then, so the collision, I separated the collision detection. I mean, the variable, like there's a X collision Boolean, there's Y collision Boolean. There is a collision in horizontally, I would put X collision equal to true. And similarly, a similar thing for Y collision. So I changed this while so that this while can continue even if there is a collision in X direction or Y direction only. So we would have to have collision in both directions so that this while is no longer needed. I add the velocity step each time to a bucket, and I send this bucket to like I add this bucket to player position, and then what I do is I check if the player has collision. I get a return value, and then this return velocity. This return velocity is the velocity. So if you see the function, I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you. How are you doing? So there is this bucket plus the position. I change the position. I check if there is collision. There is a velocity. I pass it in, and I return another velocity here. If these two are equal, like then there is no collision. If one of them is set to 0, then collision is true. I don't think there should be a problem with this logic, but we will have to see over time. And then I'm updating my position like this. I used to do it like this, but this had the problem. It was not updating the bucket for the position. And then there was another problem here where cap position is defined as the position 0. So it's like the X horizontal kind of value, but I'm passing it as here I was passing it as in another math.clam where I shouldn't pass it. I just have to add this pose 1. So it's now working. So if I want to show how it runs, let me go back to the code set. Zig build. By the way, I put the link to the Discord if you want to join. If you want to join there in the Discord. I don't know how to work with Discord, honestly, as much. But I guess as we go on, I'm going to learn as well. Discord link is in the description, as well as the GitHub link. So you can see, I mean, the jump power still is too much. And then this thing, the friction is really small, I guess, because, I mean, it should stop moving faster. But things are working. So for example, if I go here, it's a really difficult to handle where I want to stop the moving. So let's add the friction, I guess. Let's add to friction. Where is the friction here? Oops, sorry. Let's try with 10. Zig out binary. Okay. Okay, it stops faster, much faster, and it's better. So if I want to go here, if I do jump, there is always this thing. I have multiple jump for now. And then you can see that it's just really smooth when it's falling. I think there's still too much power each time we're going right and left, I guess. I wish I could reduce that. How could I reduce that? It's been some time I didn't look at the code. I don't remember what should I do. Okay. Here's the setup, update inputs. Player. Okay, it's player colliding. These functions are not needed now. I'm not using tile anymore, so I'm going to remove the tile thing. I will have to use grid system which is basically just tile, but the tile size is bigger. I don't know. Okay, here we can just remove that. Let's increase. Yeah. Okay. Where was the? Okay, so the power of movement for going horizontal movement. Oh yeah, max velocity. Here, max velocity could be 200 for horizontal movement. Or let's see, I will have to add something. Okay, it's much better, but it's really slow right now a little bit. But it stops really good. So I think it's not good to do that. Maybe 400, and then add speed. Back to F. 250, and then this one 400, 500. Okay, let's see where I'm using Maxwell. Okay, here I'm doing Maxwell. I'm not gonna do Maxwell, I'm gonna do speed. Yeah, okay. And then, okay, here, Maxwell, it's okay, the control. Oh, okay, here there should be something about Maxwell also. Minus if g dot 0 if g dot velocity is less than that. 0, yes, that's correct. I want to do a similar thing here. Yep, that's good. We have the friction. There is the jump power. And finally move. So gravity is okay. I'm just adding gravity. I don't need to have speed for gravity. I can actually make the speed speed X, because I don't need the Y value. It's gravity always. Or speed. Okay. Let's try. Okay. Sorry. I need to make this a 32, and then 250. It should be okay. Yeah. A. The gray. No, sorry. Zig out. Okay, I like it. I mean, it's still It's not as much though. 2 jumps and I'm over the platform, and then yeah, you can see it's kind of cool. So the jump power is a little bit too much still. I think I'm gonna do it 400. Okay, it's a little bit slow though. I don't know, it's a little bit, it feels a little bit slow. So, and we are in the air, we can just, when we are in the air, we can just go on right and left. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's not the jump power that I should decrease. Jump power should be just 500, but then increase gravity 700. Sorry, Maxwell, no, 700 is not. It should be 600. Where is gravity, by the way? Oh, gravity, yes, here. Okay, make this 500. Okay, it's still weird. I mean, I actually don't know if it's weird or. I think we need to do certainly some changes later to make this look cooler. For now, this should be enough. We can go to the next stage, and then at the next stage after that, we can try to tweak things in a way where we can have a better movement. But for now, I'm going to change the design. I'm going to use grids. So first let's discuss what's the strategy to use grid. Going to do that with this thing. Okay, I wish I knew how to make a new page here. Or is it even possible? I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it here. Anyway, now what I want to do, so I had a tiling system and there was really small like with respect to the map, they're really small. I mean, they're helpful in many ways, but then in algorithm, it's not necessarily helpful. For me, I find grids much more helping in design in using the algorithm, because you can just chunk some large areas and then where the tile could be like this size, this would be a tile size, and this would be a grid size. So grids are much more bigger, but the logic is just it's kind of the same. The only difference is that the tile I would use it like it's either block or non-block. But grids can have multiple platforms and multiple things inside them. So why is this helpful? First, we can fix the grid size to like something a bit bigger than tile size. So for example, 200 or 128. Like, yeah, 128 pixel, where my tiles were, I think there was 32 or 16. I don't remember one of those values. It was either 16 or 132. So here I can have multiple platforms, like some of them can have a small collision, some here, some here. What I would do is that I would check where the player is in terms of grid, and just check all the platforms in the grid, in each grid cell for collision. That's really interesting, and I guess it even uses less loop, less repetition than using tiles, because using tiles you would have to check the tile each time, and the tiles could be like you would have to check all the tiles just for collision and stuff, and remembering like which tile has been met. It's gonna be, I don't know, you would have to always visit each one of the tiles just to see if the player is colliding any one of them. And I mean if it's colliding, like if it's block or not. But here I would just do, like there's this player, and then I will just check all the platforms here, and if there is any checks, if there is any collision and stuff like that. That's the only thing that I see. Like it makes it easier, and it's not just this, because tiling is not. I don't know how to use tiles for vision. Honestly, I am also aiming to go to design visions for player. Maybe we can get to there today afternoon. But yeah, with grid it's much more easier. I mean, I find it more easier to work out the logic of player vision and stuff like that. Like I want to do raycasting and stuff. So yeah, that's why I am going to use grids. So let's go back to the code. Okay. So tile size will become grid size. And then grid size is 128. Tile number X is going to be grid number X. And then grid number Y. The number of grid cells inside the, I'm going to call it cell, maybe. Grid cell number. Okay, and 32, 128, that's going to be a little bit big number, but it's going to be a big map. Well, we don't need it for now. I'm going to use like 10, should be okay. And then in Y direction should be 6. like 6 is gonna be 72, no, yeah, 720 something. No, 6 times that is 768. So that's cool, I guess. There's the grid size here. Grid size. Okay. So now the first thing is the screen width. For now, I'm going to use grid size. Oh, no. Oh yeah. Okay. Now there is this tile set that it needs to be a grid. I will need to define grid cell tile type grid cell tile type is here. Going to remove that and add grid cell, yeah, but const grid cell and then struct collision frame ID. Collision frame ID. I think I'm going to put it as F64. This. So what is this frame ID? Is just that because I'm doing the collision check every step by step, I don't want to visit a grid cell multiple times to check all the platforms there. I just want to do it once. So every time I do a collision and I check a grid cell for collision for player. Oh, actually, this is not good. I shouldn't do this because the player position is changing. So yeah, that's not good. Okay, so every grid cell has an array list of PIDs, platform IDs. PID. And what is this? This is an array list of, could actually be a normal array instead of array list, but yeah, I would just make an array list for now. Array list, and it's I will use usize for now. I think what is that? This thing is like autocompletion doesn't work with the like they're not in parallel with the AI suggestions, so it's I always make the mistake of assuming that is the case. I will put Should I put the init for grid cell? No, it's okay. Okay, that's it. That's gonna have, so it's gonna keep all the platform IDs that exist in some grid or have some collision with any grid cell. Now I will come here and what do we do here? Okay, here in grid. I don't think it needs to be hash map. It can be just yeah, it can be just a grid with can be a 2D array. Exactly. Number Y. And so that's the grid. By the way, I can put this in another struct called map, by the way, and yeah, and I initialize stuff in the map separately. So the map would have some size. And probably allocator. Let's do this. Okay, const world map. It's a struct. And then so grid and the platform, oh sorry. Platforms, they do exist in the map. And then grid size is all of that. They are in the map. Okay, so what this should be, I'm gonna just put toward the map for now. But for later, we have to change these things if we want to have multiple maps and stuff. Like it shouldn't be a constant anymore. It's because each map can have their own grid size and grid cell number and stuff like this. So what is needed here? Platforms, tile set. This is remove. We should remove that, and this one. Oh, sorry. This one can be moved to here. Fn init platforms. Yes, exactly. Return map. This should be const. There's some allocator. I do think, okay, there is no grid here. Oh no, there is grid. And so grid is think it was like this. We initialize it by multiplying some grid cell. And then for the grid cell, there is PIDs, which is equal to std allocator, std array list, usize, I believe, and it is init capacity allocator, and then I will make this like a PID is also like 10 for now. And then we have to do this to I don't remember, is it grid cell Y first or number, grid cell number Y, and then the last one? Okay, I don't remember what was the initialization. Okay, grid cell number X. Okay, I'm gonna just check this. If this is correct with the AI. Okay, apparently, because there is an array list, we cannot do that. That means we have to make this undefined for now. Okay, there's a const here. And then for returning that, I will have to call setup, no, map.setup public function setup map, world map, yep. Okay. Now here, I need to use this logic. Okay. And there should be an allocator here. Yep. Okay. Function init map world map. So the allocator that destroy map. And then before that, I want here map.grid. It's not grid, by the way, PIDs. PIDs. Oh no, there's a grid inside the map. Grid X, Y, PIDs, the init. And I just pass the allocator map.allocator. Okay. And then this one is also grid. Where did I define this grid here? Okay. That should be the world map. WMap is a pointer to world map. And find. Oh, by the way, this can return an error. No. There's try here. Yeah, this can return an error. Okay, inside game.setup, the first thing we do wmap equal to try world map that init. Not these ones, I don't need them. Okay. So where is the world map init? I just get allocator and then I define the grid and platforms later. Okay. Where were we? Okay, here. Now that we have the world map, we initialize it, we put the platform. We need to have a draw for this world map. How to do that? Because the draw function doesn't work anymore, and also the platform things needs to be updated. These need to go to world map, and this thing also needs to be in the world map. We go there, inside init, setup. Yes, when we set up this thing, for that we add, oops, okay, this thing, and then G is just map, sorry, map here, map here, map. Okay, now inside the platforms, we have a bunch of platforms here. So the platforms, these are, okay, so I'm now using absolute position for platforms because we are using grid instead of tile. I'm gonna have to add, for example, this is 100, this is 50, and this is 100 in X, this is 200 in Y. I'm going to do 200, 200. Okay, that's 200, 200, yeah, okay, 200, 200, and I'm gonna put it as 300 in X and 150 in Y. Okay, so for position of the, okay, how do we do this thing now? Okay, so for each platform, we have to define a minimum I, minimum J. I see. I mean, and yeah, J-min. View size, this is int from float, position divided by world map dot yeah, cell size. But cell size is integer, so we would have to make I2 F32. Yeah. And then I have to do this again. For the next one, oh no, here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here you have this, but then exactly. So we get the maximum minimum value for I and j in terms of grid cell. And then we define var I equal to I min, var j equal to j min. Const. Yep, and that should work. This goes through all of that. And then what it does, it has to be 2 whiles. J is increasing by one by one. And each time J should be J min. And then or no, I mean this should be okay, you know. We are increasing J in each row. Okay, here then we still have try map dot sorry, this is grid, and then there is I, and then there is J. And then you do, okay, append, okay, PID. Okay, what is PID here? PID is the ID of this platform. 0 dot dot. Okay, there is an allocator. We have the platform ID. We append the platform to the platform list in each grid. And that's what we need. Okay, so the only thing that needs to change is that we need to make this equal because, well, yeah, we want if the platform has some kind of overlap with any grid cell, we need to add this platform ID in those grid cells. Okay, that's interesting. Now, let's go to the platform definition. Here I'm going to add 2 important variables. One is collision frame. Oh, I lost chat. F32. I think it's 62, 64, but. And then the other one is vision for later. Okay, I'm trying to bring back chat. Okay. It's okay now. So I'm gonna make this comment for now. We will get back to it later. Game. Here I need collision frame ID. I can put it equal to 0 just so that I don't have to initialize it. And then is there anything else? There's update inputs, wmap. Okay, I add player. Okay, now draw function. So draw, it should draw the map, but for now we're just gonna go with wmap. When we add the camera, we'll have to fix all of this later, because we'll have to add a camera to the player so that it follows the player around the whole scene. We'll have to add that later. But first, right now, I just want to see how the collision works. And then, yeah, okay, there is no need for player position. Platform position is absolute. And platform size, this is also absolute. I can just draw it. Some color. Okay, draw tile lines. I'm going to change that to grid lines. And then I don't need iteration. I would have to do oh, by the way, player.draw is in grid lines. Wow. Should be here in draw. I didn't even notice that. Okay. For a g dot wmap dot grid dot, so grid is an area, right? Oh, there was this connection to internet, I guess. Am I still live? Yeah, it seems to be okay for now. Okay, there is a row here. Or I don't have to do that. I can just do 2 loops for var is it users in I32 equal to 0 while I is less than g.w map on world map the grid cell number okay number y, right? For the row I have to go with y. And then rl dot row rectangle or draw line line dashed start position. What is the start position? It is vector 2. It is 0 and I2f32 of I multiplied by world map dot grid size. And position. Okay. Exactly. Oh. And I will increase I here. That's equal to 1. Okay. Oh no. Okay. This is like that. I have to move this to another while. Yep. And then here I should be 0. Okay, the only thing is that it needs to remove these things. There's no need saying that, and the color light gray. Exactly the same. Okay, is there anything else that needs to change? For now, I think I don't have to change the collision code. Let's first see if the grid thing works. Okay, there is an error. Collision frame ID platform is not set. In the platform, we can put it equal to 0. put it equal to 0. Another one. There are 2 errors. Error union ignored. Has no member cell size. Oh yeah, that's grid size. Okay. Cell size. This is grid size. Yep. Okay. The next one. What was the other error? Map the setup. Okay. Their error. Something. Return map. Okay. Old map. Oh, okay. It's in the when I'm setting up the game here. No, this is okay. I don't understand what's happening here. Okay. Expected type this. Okay. Now this. 160. 160. Oh, should be a pointer. Right? Okay. Seems that one was okay. Now here, no field name platforms in the strike game. Okay. Look for G dot platforms. Okay. That's unfortunate. I forgot this one. wmap the init. And then next one here, g.wmap. Okay, that should be okay. Next error is Raylib vector 2 does not support array initialization. Oh yeah, okay, I see. RL vector 2. Here is x equal to this. Yep, that y equal to 1 and that. The next one, x equal to this, that y equal to that. Do the same thing here. That x, that y, and that's okay. Incompatible types, there's I32, there's F32. Where grid size is just F32, I is okay. It's just here. I can just do it. So here, should work now. Another 2 errors. Struct main.game has no member named tile size. Ooh. Okay, that's the collision. So let's go number 104. I forgot about this thing. So now it's an absolute position. We don't need any of this. And then okay, tile size. Ooh, this is great size, by the way. I mean, if it's ever needed. Anything else? So whenever I do a huge change, there's a lot of things that need to be changing. I guess that's a normal thing. Incompatible types, I32, F32, where? Exactly, okay, again. Here, world map.grid size, I star I, star. I don't remember if there is. Yep. Here. Yeah. Okay, that should fix that one. One more. To, oh yeah, screen width and height are to F32. Okay. What is the error? Undefined. Oh yeah, okay. Row line dash, row line dashed doesn't exist. Row well, I don't know, maybe auto completion says it exists, but then in this one says it doesn't exist. Okay, is there V1? Yeah. Okay, I will just use normal lines for grid for now. And then to remove those parts. Oh, finally. Ooh, that goes down. Okay, so this shouldn't be light gray, it should be yellow. No. And then to platforms in setup, I will add another platform. This should be 0. What's the last? Okay, so this should be like, I don't know, 20. Let's try with small platforms. I want to see if the collision works. Maybe even 10. And then this is, ooh, now I need this spring width. Or I can just do, I mean, for now, I can just do grid size multiplied by grid number x. Grid number x. And then this one should be grid size multiplied by grid number y, but minus 10. Ooh. J, I guess I did something. The platform is bigger than. Ooh, okay. Is it this one? I should probably do 11. I don't know. I have no idea. So why is it bigger though? So it goes. Size should be -1. No. Base size is. It's okay to be equal, no? Yeah, it should be -1. Let's try that. No, it's okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, there is a the grid is crazy a little bit. I can do. Well, we don't have to have grid all the time, so. Oh, there is a funny thing that I can do. First, let's move this to the first row call, and then here I will just do if game is paused. Then call this thing. It should be okay. Okay, if I pause, I see the grid. I don't have any movement. I unpause, and I have no grid anymore. Okay, that's funny. Okay. We'll put on the right side and the left side of the screen, I can put this cool stuff. Hi, thank you, Waysane. Welcome. Now I need to do collision with the grid, with respect to grid. I need to update the collision logic to consider grid cells and stuff. So how to do that? In the process, I am calling move player. Okay, so it's not here. I have to go move player function. And then here, this is a big function. Okay. What do I do here? So here I need to do a loop, right? No, I don't need to do a loop. I need to find minimum and maximum indices for grid index grid indices. So like imin and imax, jmin, jmax. And then when I do that, I have to loop through all of them and consider all the platforms that are inside those grids and do the calculation for platforms. So let's do that. And this should be done in, so first we can calculate const min equal to f2 I32 of, okay, what I'm going to do is there is temp, oh no, there is temporary tempo dummy is equal to G.player, okay, G.player. Okay, I have to do all of this calculation inside while because we're doing with bucket. Position. Okay. And then here, I see you created Discord. Yay! Hi, how are you doing, Gunhaze? Gunhazes. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Yeah, welcome back. So the Discord channel is there. I see that you have joined already. Yeah. Okay. I will just say welcome. And I didn't put any rules yet. I will fix that over time. I mean, I have to learn first how to use Discord as like I don't know how to use it as much. Pronounce it correctly. Oh, okay, Gun. Okay. Sure, no problem. Take your time. Yeah, it's gonna take a while until I learn how to do this. I will add in the announcement some robot that does updates whenever I go. What is it called? Whenever I go in stream or live and stuff, I will put it there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like in the announcements. And then whenever I will go live, you will know. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, exactly. What is a good choice? And then I don't know what to do with Discord, honestly. Like, is there anything more I should do or add? For now, I guess this is okay. But later we can add more stuff or change things later if we want. I can add a section of proposition, like, I don't know. There could be code proposition or projects proposition, like for later projects. If we finish this, for example, it's going to take a while to end this 2D platformer thing. But yeah, if there is a project, we can try to do like we can see some of the propositions that people make and stuff. But yeah, I'll DM you and give you feedback and proposal. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that would be lovely. Okay. Okay, how you doing? You okay? So today I am changing the player movement a little bit. I'm not changing movement. I'm changing the whole map. I'm using grids. So grids, I was using tiles. Tiles were like they had a tile size of 16 or 32 pixels. I used to do it. It's interesting, but I think that's for what I'm doing, I guess. Grid is an easier choice because I can also use it for what is it called? Vision. For I want to do raycasting. Like if you have a limited vision, like the player, I want to be able to add that. Yeah. Oh, you had an intern in your team? Okay. Intern. Plenty of work with new face. Ooh. Yeah, and interns are always like teaching is always really interesting. This arraycast division with a limited rendering. Yeah, exactly. Like I want the player to see nothing or very minimal stuff after some radius, like 200 pixel, for example. That would be lovely. Yeah, I want to be able to add that in a few. Yeah, if we finish grid, like if I finish grid stuff today in the morning or even in the afternoon, I should be able to start the vision thing immediately. Any success? Not yet. So I don't have a vision written yet. So the raycast thing is not done yet. I haven't started the whole raycast thing right now. Uh, I'm working on the grid size and grid because I had the system based on a tile system. Now I'm changing it to grid, and there are still a little bit of things left, like with the collision and stuff. I have to fix them. That's what is left now. Yeah. Oh, by the way, your intern, did you get intern for what you're already doing, or you're because I think you said you were doing you are changing to game dev. Is it intern for game dev or intern for project in C# that you used to do? I mean, if you want to talk about it, you don't have to. Okay. We go back here. What is needed here is const minimum index. That should be minimum index is the left side of the player. G dot player dot position. Oh no, it's position. Sorry, position minus G dot player dot R. Minimum index. Oh, sorry, I have to do. Okay, vec2f. Yep. The D2 University intern exchange that they need to experience, and we need a little help with our current project. It's not game dev. I do game dev in my private time. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool. At least you will see new people around. It's always refreshing. Refreshing. That's a funny way to pronounce it, but yeah. The vec2f. That should be the maximum indices. But then, oh, okay, here I need to do 2 times. I need to do that. Okay, so I have the maximum and minimum position. Min position, max position. Then I need to do const minimum index is equal to We'll see how it'll go. At the moment, new guy is promising. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. What is what is what is it I should do here? Oh, okay, so it's mean position divided by grid size world map dot grid size. Okay, with this difference that I need to make it integer somehow. And then I need to make them usize. So I would say mean I to vector I. Cool. So that's a minimum indices. Now I want to have a constant max index. I2, vec2, I have it here. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to have a loop from, so var I equal to usize. I mean, should I put it usize here? I can, because I have to check the condition, and then in the condition I would have to do a cast again. I can just do I equal to min indice 0, and then var j equal to min indices 1. Oh, there is I there already, so I'm gonna have to use j and k. Then I'm gonna do a while loop while j is less than max index 0. So it should be less than or equal, of course. We do increment j plus equal to 1. And in the loop, I do all of these things here. Oh, sorry. So first I do while k less than or equal to exactly that. Do all of this. Remove this thing here. Okay. Now the platform is. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I have to do a for g dot wmap dot grid j and k PIDs items Okay. Here, okay, here I do PID. .wmap dot platform here I have to do int cast because yeah, this is indices are usize in Zig, but I have I32, so that should work now. It's just that I have to put an if here. First check. Not this one. I should have an if here. If g dot collision frame ID is not equal to or is equal to g.wmap.platforms yes, oops, forms. Okay, here this is also collision frame ID. If they are equal, continue. g.wmap.platform PID collision frame ID is equal to g.collision frame ID. Okay. Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, it's okay. For what? Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I don't know why you said excuse me for the moment. It's raining here. I don't know if you hear the sound of the rain in on the window. So I have some collision frame ID that I set for each platform so that I don't have to visit them again. I just have to set this frame ID somewhere. Yeah. And then if these two are correct, okay. I just have to takes where's my, is it process? Okay, yeah. So here I need to each time update frame ID. Either here or when I update inputs. Now I'm going to put it here for now. G dot collision frame ID plus equal to 1. I should make it I64 maybe. Let's do it I64 collision frame ID. Okay. Do we try this, I guess? What's mean? There's an error here. Mixed scalar and vector operands. Why minimum position is, which one is scalar? Oh yeah, grid size is scalar. Which line is it? 82. I can just go there. Here. So instead of grid size, oh, okay, I can just do grid size vec2 width. It should work. And then it says use size file I32. So JK are EID cascading here. Okay, int cast. Okay. Anything else? Oh yeah, that's true. Has to be items. And then PID, I believe, is use size, so I don't have to do incast, by the way. Yeah. I have to do the same here. Ooh, okay. Let's hope. Ooh, something is happening. Okay, what did I do that makes this not work? Okay, so in game, it just makes this 1. And then, okay, now it should kinda, okay, it's still not working. There's something happening. What's happening? What is happening? I can put some prints to see where does it go, where it doesn't go. There's Y collision, right value equal to 0, velocity, if not, okay, there is a position, there is bucket is probably always 0. We only get the position change. I guess, I mean. And then there is a root value, which is always 0, I guess. There is something here that makes this loop not working. This is max, this is max, this is min, this is min. I start from the minimum and I go to the maximum. I consider the last ones. I add one by one. This is cool. Then here, if they are equal, the collision frame IDs continue. If not, we will just continue doing this. We will check for the collision. Platform.items PID. Check the collision with that platform. See if there is a velocity change. I will put the X collision true, Y collision true, and finally set the frame ID. When you do the frame ID, ooh, with the new, okay, so it's not the frame ID that, we need to check it every time, so I guess, because the player is moving. I'm gonna make this comment for now. I don't understand why I'm doing this. Okay, so does this work? No, this doesn't work. This has nothing to do with the collision check. It's just there is something about the logic that doesn't work anymore. Position. Okay, then there are two problems here. First, the logic. I guess there is a problem there that the player doesn't move. The second one is that I have a major crisis here. I have a logical error here where I'm trying to consider the processed platforms so that I don't have to reconsider them. But I only have to consider like I have to only update process platforms when the platform exists in multiple grid cells, so that I don't have to consider their I don't have to do their calculation again and again. But here, when the position is changing, we need to redo it. So this thing doesn't work. It shouldn't be in each platform. It should be updated in this while. Okay, there is so there are two things to fix. There is something with the movement that I don't understand. Why is it not working now? Movement fix. And the second thing is, okay, platform get processed multiple times if they exist in multiple grid cells. Okay, so these are the two things that I have to fix. I will try to do that when I come back. I think it's enough for this morning. I'm going to have some rest, I will eat some lunch. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you like this content to continue. And yeah, thank you for watching. Love you all. Take care. See you again.